Yo, what's good? It's your boy Deadstock DP, coming to you live with another episode of Beyond Deadstock. And today we're in Oakland, California at the Dope Era with the mayor of the Bay, Mr. Fab.
What up, baby? How you?
Pretty good. So you got the store Dope Era. How important was it for you to open up a store in your old neighborhood?
I think the importance of opening up a store in your neighborhood is basically showing people, the young kids specifically, that you can come back and open up a business in your neighborhood. You can employ people, as well as bring a financial market that can show them that they can do something outside of selling drugs or robbing and stealing and bipping. You can create something, man, and you sell ideas. So you put it right in the heart of the hood, right? Same spot we was able to, I grew up hanging out, and you show them that, man, this is change. This represents change. This represents something that you can do as well.
Got you. What made you want to open up a store?
It's a childhood dream of mine. There's several things on my checklist of life to-dos that as a kid that I always wanted to do. I wanted to open up a store, not just one store, several stores.
Gotcha.
My dream is to have a plethora of stores, man, several up and down the coast, maybe internationally, however it may go. But you start with the brand, the building of the brand. I think what better place to modify the marketing of the store by doing it in your neighborhood, by being able to say, we could have put the store anywhere, but would it have felt as organic as it was, as far as you being right here in the Dope Era, in the store, as well as in something that I experienced the Dope Era with, right here on this corner. So that was just one of my dreams, my childhood dreams, to open up a store, open up a restaurant, open up a nail shop, so on and so forth, to continue to keep moving forward. Things that I like to do, why not have it on my own?
Got you. So what is the Dope Era like? Could you paint me a vivid picture, and does it involve the hyphy movement in the early 2000s in the Bay Area?
Well, the Dope Era was before that. The term Dope Era coined from in the early 80s. Drugs had flooded the streets of America. Some of the influential cities that predominantly were black cities became filtered with drug dealers and drug addicts. You were either a hustler or an addict. And during those times, you picked your poison. And whatever it may have been, you've seen the build of things, and you've seen the destruction of several situations. And it's similar to, like in early African histories in the 15th, 16th century, the things that destroyed dynasties and the things that destroyed empires, whether it was corruption, greed, whatever. More so, drugs actually destroyed empires. It destroyed, the black identity for the Black Panthers. A lot of the Black Panthers became drug addicts and began to be super righteous and conscious, but they were just addicted to these drugs.
Gotcha.
And that became termed as the Dope Era, where Oliver North, Ronald Reagan, it's a big campaign against drugs. So what we did, we flipped that. We flipped the negative and made the narrative positive. And the negative now is saying, the acronym is during oppression, people evolve, dope. And everyone rises above. So as the evolution of a person, that means they're growing. Anything that isn't growing is dead.
Gotcha.
So with that growing in that situation, as we grow, we begin to evolve and we rise above. So it's a strengthening and it's a partnering of unifying the communities once again. And that's what the Dope Era represents.
Got you. So are you the creative director behind some of the t-shirts? I see you got some old school inspiration with the Back to the Future. You also got the Homer, the old school Homer. Are you directing, like telling people like, man, you know what, this is a childhood memory for me. Let me go ahead and put my own twist on it with the Dope Era design?
Well, the company is ran by three brothers. I'm one of the three. We're hands-on with everything from the marketing to the ordering to the shipping and packaging. Most definitely the creative designs. A lot of the ideas, we collectively throw them together, put them together. My mind is responsible for several ideas, my brothers as well. My brother Duct Tape is the designer. So he designs everything. He has his clothing line, Duct Tape Clothing and Duct Tape Graphics, and he does all our designs. Me and my older bro, we just sitting here and be catting off. Most of the stuff come from just catting off. Like, ooh, bro, what if we flip that?
Yeah.
Like, all right, why not? We have it, we're in a position. And the access to go press up something is like that, it's so dope. So in the heat of the moment, spontaneous, we can come up with an idea and boom, boom, and let's put it out.
Together. All right, so I seen that you were a season ticket holder for the Warriors. How long have you been a season ticket holder, and how did you build a relationship with the players?
I've been there about 12 years. Starts from being an avid basketball fan, as all of us, some of us that love sports. Unfortunately, when we started becoming Warrior fans, we weren't winning that much as an organization and a franchise. But my devotion to that team had always wanted to be. I wanted to be the fan. I wanted to be the Spike Lee of the Warriors. I wanted to be the Jack Nicholson. And I would tell myself and tell my friends as a child, one day that's going to be me. The way Spike Lee be at the Knicks games, I'm going to be at the Warriors games.
Exactly.
And I'm a true believer in speaking things into existence. And after several speaking of that into an existence, it actually became the fruition of it. Now they compare me to the Spike Lees and the Jack Nicholsons and the Billy Crystals and so on and so forth, which is an honor. I mean, I don't have they money and they access and stuff like that, but to have my face in that recognition amongst those guys that are legends in their own respected craft, that's a beautiful thing as well.
Definitely. And I seen that you were a big part of the finals this year. You were on First Take. Have you ever had a dream of being a sports analyst?
It's a dream. It's a dream. It's, I would love to do it. I love talking sports. I'm very intuitive and interested in it. Not just basketball. All kinds of sports: football, baseball, tennis, and several other things. But that was an honor, man, to be on Sports First Take, man. I remember last year when I was snubbed, I felt like I was snubbed. I mean, my brother was just sitting there, I'm like, bro, they snubbed me, bro. Like, I'm a real Warriors fan, bro. Like, they gotta put me on there. So this year, being able to be on First Take, that was dope.
All right, man, so I see we brought a couple kicks in today. You got the Space Jams with the 45 on the back. How significant is this sneaker to you? I
like those sneakers, man. I like all of the Space Jams. Space Jams was, like just the different variations of from the Conquers, the 11s. The 11 shoe was dope to me. When he brought those back, those were super dope. I remember on Christmas, man, when they dropped, it was going crazy.
Yeah, serious.
It was crazy to get those shoes. I think I had them a couple weeks before they came out, and I played hoop in them. And it's like, bro, you just gonna play hoop in the shoes like that, bro? You serious, bro? Then the people would get right. The people are getting shot over those shoes, and you just treat them like they're like, that's crazy. To me, they just shoes. I'm like the sneakerhead, but I'm the guy that still wears them. I'm not one of those.
That's gonna stop them.
I'll wear them. I put them out the box, throw them on, all kind of stuff. Like with these right here, I bought so many pair of the DMPs. I remember the charity event. We did the backpack giveaway 2 years ago. Popped them fresh out the box and played them outside. Boy, they was hot, boy. Niggas was hot, boy. Like, boy, they was hot, boy. But that's just how I am with shoes, man. I love them. I want to have the exclusives. I want to have the rares. But at the end of the day, man, I treat them.
What are some of your all-time favorites? Maybe it doesn't even have to be Jordans. It could be anything. Asics, New Balance, Cortezes, whatever.
And I wear them all. I wear all of those shoes. I'm not just the guy that wears the Jordans. That just, you know what I'm saying. You may catch me any day, and it depends on what it is how I'm feeling. I love the Yeezys. I love, all this stuff, man. The pennies. But like I say, the 11s might be my favorite shoe ever. If my account holds me up to it, I'm pretty sure I spent the most money on the 11s.
On the 11s, okay.
Outside of, the Louis shoes and things like that. I love the 11s, man. The 11s is dope, man. But can't ever go wrong with the comfortableness of a pair of Yeezys. The first pennies, all blue, original foam posits.
Yes, it's a couple of shoes out there that's pretty significant to the Bay Area. Foam posits is big out here in the Bay. And like you said, with the 11s, it's always a riot around Christmas time. But aside from these sneakers, like at a Warriors game, if you decide to wear a Warriors jersey or anything like with that silhouette or that colorway, what are some shoes you gonna throw on?
Well, last year, I think game one, I wore a custom Warriors jersey, a custom Fabby Davis dope air Warriors jersey designed by freshman class, and I think I had on the yellow Louboutins.
Okay.
I had the yellow Louboutins on, the spikes.
Okay.
I had those on, and then the next game I wore I think the race car Margielas.
Gotcha.
With the Warriors jersey, blue, yellow, and gold.
You went with the designer.
Yeah, you go with those games. It'd be a lot of people there, man. Your foot game is all that they really looking at. So you get in there, man. You want somebody to right on you.
Gotcha.
Yo, nice shoes, man. Right on.
All right, man. So we talked about the kicks. We talked about the store. Let's talk about your music. So Son of a Pimp 2. How long have you been holding on to that project, and who are some of the features you had on there?
I waited on that project for a long time because I was in a war with myself of wondering if I wanted to put it out and just frivolously promote it, or if I wanted to put it out and really get behind it. So I held it for a long time, just really like, man, whatever. And we sat down amongst council, family members, and was just like, yo, just put it out. Why not? We actually put it out. The features were crazy, man. There were several people on there, from Kendrick Lamar to Snoop Dogg, Lupe Fiasco. Man, it was everybody was on the project, man. 2 Chainz, Jada Kiss, just several people that was on the project.
Yeah.
And it was dope. With me, it was some honest music, very honest music. It was the first time I got a chance to really vent all the way about my situations with, you know, my feelings about my mother passing and my brother being incarcerated for life. I got a chance to finally speak on that on a song and dedicated a record to my brother on the album. So it's very personal. But I was able to tell my stories alongside some key components in hip hop today, which I was, you know, I'm honored and humbled to be able to do that at the expense of just relationships and friends. So it was able to, you put together $1 million album and it didn't cost you anything, just basically your friendships and your relationships. So I was honored to be a part of that.
That's big. And also, speaking about your life, you did a documentary called 10,000th Hour. And what exactly did that cover?
My 10,000 Hours is, there's a book that speaks about the 10,000 hours, which scientists have refuted and has, you know, tested against the philosophies and possibilities and probabilities of 10,000 hours being what I am about to explain. 10,000 hours is a level of mastery. If one indulges in 10,000 hours of a specific profession, then they become a master of that profession, per se. Sometimes the odds kind of even out like that, like, you know what I mean? Some people say it just requires 90 minutes out of a day, each day, whatever it is, however it breaks down.
Yeah.
The thing is, repetitiously continuing to do something, you'll continue to get better. If you keep shooting free throws and you started off only making 1 or 2, if you continue to keep doing that, you'll eventually make 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 7 or 8. You may even get so good where you can perfect it. So it's just the levels of mastery of me being an MC. How do I become a master of ceremonies? How do I become an MC? And I put my time in. So the documentary just goes to show my years of grinding, how long I've been working, how long I've been networking with people, city to city, going everywhere, and just putting on, showing my 10,000 hours of what I've done in my 10,000 hours of hip hop. And that's what the DVD kind of explains.
So with you being the mayor of the Bay Area, you kind of like the pioneer, and I feel like you're the bridge to bringing different artists together. How important do you think it is for Bay Area artists to come together, like how the Atlanta rap scene is, or different artists in New York, how they're, you feel me, they're like a whole when it comes to music?
I think the efficiency of people coming together just in general shows a history of it being productive. We talk about Quincy Jones was able to put together this song called We Are the World. And at the time, We Are the World had the greatest artists in music all on one song. You had Whitney Houston, you had Bruce Springsteen, you had Sting, you had Michael Jackson, you had Lionel Richie, several, you know, you have the greatest artists at the time. If we look at that and we fast forward to hip hop, if someone was able to organize people like that, that would be magnificent. That would be marvelous. It's what DJ Khaled is doing.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled is going out putting the best of the best on songs together. Sometimes you don't have access to be the best of the best. But if you have an ability to galvanize and put people together from all different walks of life, as you alluded to reiterate on that, you'll be able to do some dope things. Like if I'm able to put a Filthy and a Cookie on the record, if I'm able to put a E40, a Too Short, and a Gully on the record, if I'm getting a Mike Sherm, a Shades of Gemini, and a D-Lo on the record. There's people that come from all different walks of life, and you're actually putting them together in the same light, and you're showing that. If we're able to put S.O.B. and HBK on the record together, like, you know, these are the things that what the Bay Area needs right now. And just all cities, all areas, we need more togetherness. What the world needs is more love right now, especially in these times where music has to be a reflection of the life that's going on in worldly things, not just regional.
How do you feel the hyphy movement compares to today? What is the comparison, and do you feel like it's the same at all, or how has it grown?
Yeah, I believe that it's the same because it's just expression. You know, music will always be a vent for expression. And how you express yourself. The people put the terms and the titles on it. The people call it the hyphy, people call it crunk, people call it the trap, people call it the people put that on there.
Yeah.
You know, you never really made no music and saying, okay, well, this is what this music is called. I mean, this is what this may classify as, and it may go under this genre or this subgenre of what the perception of something should be. But it's no different. Like, you know what I mean? Disco music was, you know, that was the music. That was hyphy. That was expression. You know what I'm saying? Early hip hop, that was expression. Hardcore hip hop, that was expression. It was just an expression of what it is that you're music. So I think the same energy is in there, and the artists are, you know, is very much so there. And it's just all expression. Regardless, don't get caught up in the title. Just make music. Whether if I'm making hyphy music, if I'm making some conscious backpack music, whatever it is, I'm making music.
Period.
And this is my points on those times. So don't try to just, oh, Fab's just a hyphy artist. Well, okay. I'm more than that. I'm a writer. I'm a musician.
Bigger than the hyphy music.
So, you know, at the end of the day, and it goes to show. I mean, there's a lot of people that weren't able to survive those currents. We're still here. We haven't drowned. You know, we're still on the wave, and we're continuing to keep pushing. When you make music, when you stand on what you believe, when you're comfortable in what it is that you do. When you're uncomfortable, that's when people, the quarrels come in, because now you're doing something that you're uncomfortable with. You're doing something that you're not, it's not you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? If you know you're a good kid, why you acting like a gangster? You know what I mean? If you know that you ain't a killer, why you playing that role? You know what I mean?
It's a lot of stuff that
Comes with that.
Yeah.
But when you doing you ain't worried about none of that. Let's see, you're like, I'm comfortable, bro. I'm chilling. I don't care about what nobody else says. Cause I ain't lying. I ain't fabricating. I'm not acting as if I'm doing me, bro.
Yeah.
They got a problem with me doing me, bro. You just hate her, bro.
Period. So, Mac Dre, the Jacka, those are some of your, like, kind of like your big brothers. What is some stuff that you learned from them, like, before their passings?
Mac Dre always taught me how to stay unapologetically him. Meaning he never, like what I just alluded to, he didn't care. He didn't care what you said about it. He was like, well, I'm gonna wear this, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna do this. He was just unapologetically him.
Yeah.
And that was awesome to me because of the fact that he was always able to reinvent. If he wanted to be Ronald Reagan, Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I mean? Whoever he was like Ali Boo Boo, you know what I'm saying? Whatever he wanted to be. Andre Mackesy, that was just Dre Van Halen. He had so many things. This is who I want to be. This is what I want to rap about. This is what I'm talking about. He was just unapologetic. He was like, man, do it. I don't care. I remember one time I was at the studio at the grill, and it was I was messing with Messy Mar for a second, and I was listening to some stuff with Mess, and he had let me hear some stuff. I was like, oh, that's dope. So then I went to the studio with Dre, and I popped up on Dre. I'm like, Dre, bro, I'm like, Cuddy, what's this? He like, oh, this that new shit. He like, that's what's up. I'm like, ooh, Mesh just did a song called That's What's Up. He's like, that's what's up. It was like, nigga, it ain't my song. I'm still gonna do my song. So I was like, go ahead, you feel me? He just let me know. Just unapologetically him, man. And then with Jack, man, Jack always spoke on truth, man. Jack always spoke on the Jacka that the world knew is not the Jacka that, like, you know what I mean? Everybody, like, people knew the rapper Jacka. I got a chance to meet the man. The brother who prayed when we was on tour, the brother who took time out of his day and chanted and gave you game, the brother who read, the brother who, you know, who always gave you insight. And this is somebody who I got a chance to go around the world with. Got a chance to go to different continents with this dude, different countries with this dude, and get a chance to meet him, man. So he always gave me very unadulterated support. Just always whatever it was and some good advice. On top of that, he made hell of a music. That was actually my favorite rapper.
Okay. What was one of your favorite Jacka songs?
Never Blink, Never Cry.
Okay.
It's always one of my favorite Jacka songs. I always liked Target Practice. I liked, I would be crazy to say that I didn't like Calling My Name. Calling My Name was actually one of my favorite records.
I just added that on Apple Music.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite records. That was one of my favorite records, man. To be able to do that record, that was dope. You know, he was so I had several favorite Jack songs, man. I could listen to Jack over anybody.
Got any future projects that you planning on dropping anytime soon?
Yeah, man, we finna flood the game, man. We got the 4506 Part 2, the documentary, my 10,000 Hours. We got the movie called Sliding. My book is coming out in October. The book is called The Dope Era. It's a motivational book, 10 Steps of Being Dope, and just how to continue to keep growing as men. Nigga Latin Tubes, Hyphy Ain't Dead, several projects. Pretty Girls Love Hyphy Music. That's a collaboration album with me, Trax a Million, and DJ Fresh.
Okay.
So we're just doing, we're
I
playing
seen
off the 2
Trax
Chainz.
and DJ Fresh, they having like a little battle right
that
now.
was the whole thing. That was like the start of the whole attention of it. And then
Gotcha.
we're gonna do a collaborative album with those two are doing the beats and then I'm rapping. It's Pretty Girls Love Hyphy Music, and it's a playoff of, 2 Chainz thing.
Yeah.
Like that, with just a small little EP just to work, 10 songs, some super duper hyphy stuff. And then I'm just working. I'm always having something going on, with the community works. I have a backpack giveaway coming up
Okay.
at the end of the month. Fishing trip, a fixing expedition. We're taking 30, 40 kids in the neighborhood fishing. A back to school block party. And we're just gonna have fun, man. We're gonna, continue to keep doing it, keep living in our ideas. And who knows about some of the other things.
So, son, man, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Nothing but love, nothing but love.
Go ahead, bust a freestyle.
Oh man, nothing but love, nothing but love.